Hello viewer, welcome to a Outer Worlds video. So, as you might have guessed, I am going to play the DLC, which came out recently, Peril On Gorgon. I wasn't sure if I was going to record this because I really like playing this game, and I kind of just wanted to play it for myself, but, you know, I felt I would record it anyway, since it is cool, to have a record of your first experience with something. But this is going to be just a very casual playthrough. I'm not going to be super concerned with making commentary, so you might actually like that. But, yeah. Let's, do this. If you're wondering about my character build and all that, you can see it all right here. Those are my stats. There are my skills. Here are my perks. Here are my details. I'm high on caffeine right now. Got acrophobia. Reputation. Not sure if that will matter. Maybe this will come into play in the DLC. But anyway, I guess that's enough hanging around here. We guess we can start this, which, off the top of my head, I actually do not know how we start this DLC. I have something to do with, like, finding, like, an arm or something floating in space. Like, Isaac Clarke's arm is just kind of hanging out and gives us a message. Maybe Ada has something to say.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
I guess not.
Goodbye.
Okay, maybe we need to fly somewhere? Well, that looks new. I don't think that was there before. What if we just orbit over Monarch for a bit? Do we hit something?
We're in orbit over Cascadia, Captain.
Uh-huh.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Alright, so apparently I didn't have it installed, except I did. Apparently if you just launch the game from the EXE, the DLC doesn't work, I guess. So I went into the Epic Launcher and started it from there, and there you go. I have this little kinda tacky little pop-up on my corner there. So I guess we can just start this. Very odd. But apparently all we need to do
how our crew's a lot like that crime family from the Masked Marketeer?
is just travel somewhere, apparently.
Max? I was thinking maybe one of the butlers. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh, I will.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna tell him.
Okay, so let's just travel to the Groundbreaker, I guess. Phineas's lab. I don't think it really matters.
Captain, I'm receiving an urgent docking request from another vessel.
Greetings from the Halcyon Parcel Service. Delivery is guaranteed within standard margins of certainty. I've got a special delivery for Alex Hawthorne of The Unreliable. With your permission, I'll see it transferred to your ship.
What is it?
It's a parcel, sir.
Are you sure it's not a package? No, I mean, what's the parcel?
A parcel is a shipment wrapped and prepared for delivery, sir.
Well, I suppose it would make sense you wouldn't know what's inside of it. Just send it over.
With alacrity.
Alacrity, thank you.
Stand by, Captain Hawthorne. An HPS certified distribution technician has deposited the parcel into your cargo hold in accordance with hazardous waste disposal procedures.
I guess I shouldn't have spoiled what the inside of the package contained. This sounds fine, though.
On behalf of HPS, I'd like to remind you that HPS is not responsible for any damage, defacement, or unseemliness to your parcel. Thank you for your patience, and please remember HPS for all of your future parcel-related needs.
Make a rude hand gesture. No, this guy's just doing his job. Sure thing, bucko. Mysterious package. Yep. That's a hand, all right.
Hawthorne, if you're getting this, something's happened to me. Got mixed up in some shady business on Gorgon. Should have known better. But I landed on something big. And now this job's an itch I can't stop scratching. There's a whole research compound left of the Sprats. I think I'm close to figuring out why. But something dangerous is closer to me. Got the job through one mini Ambrose. Top runger who just came into some money was offering a hefty bid card for qualified help. Trust me, her money's good. Talk to Minnie. Take the job. If I ain't gonna live to see the payday, might as well be you. Consider us even, old pal.
Well, that fellow certainly seemed trustworthy.
I've gotten jobs from some unusual sources, but this is a first. Congratulations, Captain.
I don't mean to sound prim, Captain, but there's gotta be a better way to ask someone to do you a favor.
That's a good point.
I just want to say, we gotta take this job. This is the closest I ever been to starring in a serial drama. Only thing we're missing is a couple cameras and a soundtrack.
At least this won't be boring.
Ada, what the hell is going on? Nice of him to share the tip.
Lucky Montoya owed Captain Hawthorne a considerable debt. I believe this is what humans refer to as payback. Captain, the message contains landing coordinates for a small asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. It was recently registered to a Wilhelmina Ambrose.
Who was this guy?
He was an old friend of Alex Hawthorne's. Lucky Montoya had a statistically significant tendency to encounter situations of extreme danger.
Oh, really? I thought he lost his arm gambling.
He was also the 4th best paid freelancer in the system.
Sounds promising.
This had less correlation with his measured aptitudes, which rank at or below average, than with a pattern of fortunate circumstances.
You mean luck?
Luck does not exist, Captain. Nevertheless, I am programmed to agree with your assessment. I have transferred the coordinates for Ambrose Manor to your navigation terminal. We can travel there when you are ready.
Well, alrighty then. This is exciting. Maybe Sam can do something about this arm, though. It's kind of gross. Speaking of which, you have anything to say?
Every SAM unit comes lean, mean, and ready to clean.
Yeah. Get back to work, Sam. There's a severed arm over here. Well, alrighty then. This is exciting. Genuinely. Okay, Gorgon. Oh, it just pops up there, right there. Ambrose Manor.
We arrived at Ambrose Manor.
Right then. Well, it certainly is Ambrose. And also, yep, I'm a little thirsty after that long trip. I am playing on Supernova difficulty, so we'll have that to look forward to. Although I have the ability that lets you revive your companions, so that probably won't be that much of an issue, to be completely honest. Anyway, let's go.
I think I'll initiate an unscheduled rest cycle while you're out.
Who do we want to bring along? Well, Pravati and Max, they're kind of my go-tos. Me and my fellow edgelords. But I don't know, Felix seemed really excited to go. The hardest choice of all. Maybe... I'm gonna go with Pravati and Max. I know most people probably are going to because I think they're like the most popular companions, but I don't know, I just really like them.
Welcome to Ambrose Manor. We were not expecting company. Please follow. Do not stray from the path.
Don't worry, little fella. We're mostly law-abiding folk.
Oh,
Oh no, we should check to see he's all right.
yeah, might need to
I've
work.
never seen a more effective argument against blindly following a preordained plan.
Might need to work on that pathfinding.
This unit cannot bring you any break in its current state.
Also, I just noticed these subtitles are not on. Let me correct that. I'm sorry. Hey, are you alright? Guess we can't say anything. Do you actually have anything to say?
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like.
Yeah, I love me some
Something
Fibonacci
vexing.
Alfredo. Ah, Max, what's your take on this whole Gorgon business?
Perhaps it's just my judicious nature, but I think we should be careful if we're following up on this lucky fellow's message.
I agree. But why do you say that?
I've always felt caution as the best approach when one has delivered a message attached to a severed limb.
Do you think it's a setup?
He sounded lost, perhaps slightly untethered from reality. A feeling I know all too well. It doesn't strike me as a setup, but I still advise caution.
Got it. So you think we should look into it? I guess I was supposed to ask them about this on the ship, because, like, we're already here. Alright.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. What's up?
So, Pravati, where the hell are you? There you are.
Yeah, huh?
What are your thoughts on Gorgon?
It's a shame about what happened to that lucky fella. Maybe finishing what he started will help put his spirit to rest.
You've poked around the Unreliable. Ever found any record of Lucky Montoya?
Not a word. And I've been sticking my nose in every one of our stately ladies' crannies, stem to stern.
Lewd.
Oh, law. That sounds untoward, don't it? That ain't what I meant. Point is, Captain, Mr. Hawthorne left all kinds of scribblings behind panels and under consoles, but ain't a lick of it mentioned Mr. Lucky. So whatever they got up to in the past must have been really extra secret. And lots of fun.
We can only hope. Let me know if you find anything.
Sure thing, Captain.
Okay. How are your feelings about this job right now?
It sure is lonely out here on the edge of the colony. Anything could happen. And ain't no one gonna come to help us.
Nothing new there. That's all about Gorgon, but good talk. Right. Let's get on with it. It's nice and foggy. Is this going to be a spooky DLC? Because it certainly feels spooky. I only watched the trailer like once, because
Those big empty windows. Feels like the building's watching me. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps.
People will go to extraordinary lengths to define themselves, won't they? This is just a facade to hide behind.
Well, actually, it's a foyer, Vicar. Do me. It wasn't marked as stealing.
It's so empty. Oh, Captain, something here don't feel right.
You got that
This
right.
place has the distinct feeling of a crypt.
It's a Sam. Like, I wish I could have like a video feed to the rest of my companions, because I just really want to hear what they all have to say about this. I guess I have to play through it again multiple times for that.
You lucky? Huh? Apparently not. Oh, join me for a drink, Mr. Whoever you are. So who the devil are you?
Oliver Oxton, Captain of the Unreliable.
You don't say. Well, make yourself at home, Captain. I'm sure we have much to discuss. Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright, my burden, and the bane of my existence. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in raising a glass. To Gorgon.
Give a solemn toast. Give a cheerful toast. It's a little early for me, actually.
Early? My house runs on asteroid time, but suit yourself. The name's Wilhelmina Ambrose, but why not keep it short and call me Minnie? Save us all some time. Now, what brings you to my house, handsome? I take it you didn't come all this way for the beverages, the starry skies, or the pleasant company.
I'm here about a severed arm, actually.
A severed arm? How positively ghoulish. You know this is a private residence, not a curio shop?
Does the name Lucky Montoya mean anything to you?
Lucky Montoya is my personal freelancer. Fascinating man. Very brooding and theatrical. Always staring into space and twirling a bullet over his knuckles.
The more lost we feel, the more we put on a show for others.
But if something happened to him... Oh dear. I suppose that makes him my former freelancer now?
Any idea who might have wanted him killed?
You suspect foul play? Interesting. If we're being honest, I haven't given it much thought. What a time for his luck to run out. We were in the middle of something grand, and I really can't afford another setback.
What were you two doing?
Settling an old score. How would you like to be my new freelancer? There's been a recent vacancy, and I think you're well suited to the job.
You offer work to everyone who breaks into your home? Must be some kind of Byzantine tradition I ain't know about.
I don't believe you thought this through. Or much else, for that matter.
I'm looking for someone rough around the edges. A gorgeous, dashing scoundrel type. Incidentally, someone good with their hands.
Well, I do have a beard. Give me the details and I'll let you know.
My mother, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, worked for Spacer's Choice at the Gorgon Research Facility. She was brilliant, the top scientist in her field, until tragedy struck.
Spacer's Choice would never allow anything bad to happen on their watch. No, I know better than that. Go on.
One day, Spacer's Choice shut down all research and evacuated Gorgon. Everyone had to scramble or risk getting left behind. It was chaos. Employees fled for their lives. Mother never made it home. I'm told she wasn't the only casualty that fateful day.
It must have been real hard on you, losing your mother all of a sudden like that. I'm sorry to hear it, ma'am.
Thank you. Ambrose ladies are supposed to be resilient to the unexpected, but this was especially hard on me. Mother's name has since been dragged through the mud. Spacer's Choice blames her for the collapse of Project Gorgon, and I just know they're lying.
What'd they say about her?
Everything you can imagine and more. Dereliction of duty, circulating anti-corporate memos, taking longer than average coffee breaks. The list goes on. Mother would not have allowed Project Gorgon to fail. Something happened on that asteroid, and my family took the fall for it.
What did you send Lucky to find?
The truth. Mother is gone, Gorgon is silent, and I deserve answers.
Right. Answers to what end?
That will depend on what we learn. The scope of this cover-up is enormous. Whatever Spacer's Choice is hiding could bring ruin down on their heads. Or it could just be another dead end. We won't know till we look, will we?
Tell me about your mother.
I admired Mother, but we weren't close. She disapproved of everything about me, really. I couldn't measure up to her example. She didn't make time for us. I remember thinking that she never wanted a child, and never forgave me for being one, naive and irresponsible as I was.
Yikes. What did she want, a fully grown lab assistant?
I don't know what would have made Mother happy. After a while, I stopped trying to find out.
Sounds like she was pretty consumed by her work.
It was difficult on us, but not so difficult for her. Mother and Gorgon were made for each other. I had the misfortune to be stuck in the middle.
So what do you think happened on Gorgon?
I don't know, and Spacer's Choice won't say. They don't discuss anything that tarnishes their brand.
That's saying a lot.
Gorgon has a dark history. The project fell apart. Personnel were shuffled across the system. With Mother gone, now I'm all that's left.
Must be someone who knows what happened on Gorgon.
No doubt someone is out there who could talk. Someone involved in Mother's research. Someone paid for their discretion. Then again, why pay for silence when you can buy it for the low cost of a bullet? That's the Spacer's Choice way. The asteroid may look like a glittering jewel, but I assure you the resemblance ends there. Gorgon is poisonous to the core. One might even say cursed. I need your help, Captain. Project Gorgon killed Mother and disgraced the Ambrose name, and no one has been held accountable. Spacer's Choice buried the past like a dirty secret.
We're practically strangers. Why would you put your trust in me?
You followed an uncertain lead all the way to my doorstep. You're curious, resourceful, and perceptive. All the marks of a good private eye. Whatever happened on Gorgon wasn't Mother's fault. I simply need the evidence to prove it. We're going to drag the truth kicking and screaming into the light. Even if it means bringing ruin and humiliation to Spacer's Choice. All the evidence I need should be in Mother's journal. You can find it in her office on Gorgon, in the heart of the old research facility.
If it helps you get some closure, I'll find the journal.
Perhaps then you can put your mother's ghost to rest.
You do all that for me? I was hoping you'd take the job, but I didn't expect you to care.
Spooky asteroid, dangerous mission? I'm not gonna miss out on the fun. You know, you shouldn't have to suffer for the actions of Spacer's Choice.
I believe you're the first person to ever side with me against the corporation. It's a refreshing change. When you reach Gorgon, pack a weapon you trust. The corporate lockdown hasn't stopped the wilderness from squirming in through the cracks.
Or anywhere else for that matter. What can I expect to face on Gorgon?
I've never understood why, but Gorgon is teeming with Marauders. They almost seem drawn to sorrow and misfortune. Then there's the test subjects, those who survived anyway. Ravenous creatures left behind like so much salvage.
The more I hear about this asteroid, the worse it sounds.
Perhaps we should cut the Q&A short in that case. I don't want you having second thoughts. There's a little saloon near Gorgon's landing pad, the Sprat Shack. Lucky was renting a room, so if you want to follow his trail, that would be the place to start.
Oh, you think maybe they got a little mascot? Like a sprat in a tiny hat?
Just so we understand each other, money is no object. I'm willing to squander the family fortune if you get me what I want. Between your payment and any salvage you happen across, you'll walk away from this rich enough to buy a mansion of your own. How does that sound?
That sounds almost too good to be true. What's the catch?
The catch? No one's ever done this before, and the only person who tried is a corpse. Believe me, that's enough. Here's your nav key, Captain. Safe travels.
I'll be in touch.
A word of advice before you go, Captain. Trust no one. Mother's office is in the heart of the Gorgon facility. You're free to salvage anything that isn't nailed down. I only want what's mine.
Mysterious heiress, unexpected gainful employment. It's like something out of a detective serial.
Don't worry about us. We're well versed in helping ourselves to anything that's not nailed down.
Well, excuse me, Vicar. Just throw me under the bus like that. Alrighty then. This sounds exciting. Oh, if we beat this and we all get to hang out in this house, that's gonna be really cool. I got a little home away from home. Okay. Guess we can look around here. Seems to be some goodie boxes over here. Vortex Mace Ultra, very high level, my goodness. In fact, I might actually give that to Vicar here. 135, 263. I gave Vicar a perk that increases his damage with science weapons, but I think it's hard to say no to that much of an upgrade. It's only 20%. Got in here. May as well. And I'll break that one down. Lovely. Don't want to accidentally kill myself. And this music is really nice. I just love the atmosphere of this game. What's this? Snoopy Snoop. Times like this, I really wish I had a flashlight. Pick up kitchen keycard. We'll leave that there for now. Groundskeeper's journal. When they hired me as groundkeeper, I assumed there'd be grounds to keep. I'm not even allowed inside the manor. Everyone told me the Ambrose family keeps themselves, but they're a bunch of hermits, save for the little one. Guess I ought to find a hobby. Mr. Harvey dropped his keycard in the pond. I'll hold on to it in case he ever comes looking, but I won't go near the house. Wouldn't want to get between Mrs. Olivia and her research. So I don't know if it would be wise to check that out now, but we'll leave that there for now.
This unit can't help itself. Please do not be concerned.
Oh, I want to help you, but I don't have a prompt. Alrighty then. Okay, since we didn't necessarily do anything, I guess I'll keep Bravadi and Max for another round, but we might probably get some opportunities to switch it up a bit. Gorgon landing pad.
Now in orbit above Gorgon.
Thank you. Do I have some caffeine, actually? Let me go up here and try to get some caffeine before I head out, because I don't want to have to sleep. Just give me caffeine, I'll be good. Oh, we can ask more companions about what's going on. Too, as well. Keep the drinks in here. Nanner Spank. Delicious. There we go.
Good to see you, boss.
Hey, I want to talk to you about the business on Gorgon.
So we just sat around a table talking about a severed arm. Of all the weird things that happened on this ship, that ranks somewhere in the middle.
What do you think about this Lucky Montoya guy?
You ever watch The Masked Marketeer?
Yeah, it's that show that one lady was obsessed with back on Edgewater, wasn't it? I don't think you ever met her, actually.
Episode 5 of The Masked Marketeer. First appearance of a recurring villain. Big old galoot, built like one of those industrial-class garbage compressors. His name? Tiny. Every adventure serial's gotta have a supporting character with an ironical name. It's a rule of the Genry. Masked Marketeer had a massive bruiser named Tiny, and we got ourselves a real unfortunate hullhead named Lucky. Coincidence? I think not.
Maybe you're onto something. This job feels different. It's possibly all a simulation. By the way, it's pronounced genre, Felix.
Genre, right. Thanks. I read that word on a poster once. Never actually used it in a conversation. Anyway, where were we?
I was about to tell you we're not an adventure serial, but no, this job does feel a little strange.
Exactly. That's what I've been getting at. We're freelancers. We take any job we can get. But this one? The dying message of a stranger. A severed hand delivered in a crate. Let's just say it beats flying around the colony running errands. So, of course, I'm gonna be excited.
You got heart, kid.
Hey, I get it. Gotta hand it to me. Severed hand. That's what you were going for, right?
Well, it's would if I actually
that
repeated
wasn't
the
what
line.
you were going for. Yep, I can tell by the way you're glaring at me.
No, Felix, it's fine. You're more clever than I am, but at least I know how to pronounce genre. We'll talk later. Okay. Does Sam have anything to say? That'd be great.
Dust accumulation analysis. 2.5 years.
Uh-huh. So I know Sam isn't sentient or anything, but it would be really nice if he could just say something, because I love Sam. He looks like a puppy, and I love him. Nyoka.
Hey, Cap.
Let's talk about this Gorgon job.
Something ain't right here, Captain. We ought to tread carefully. All this cloak and dagger for a journal? I ain't buying it.
You think there's something more to this?
Yeah. The whole thing stinks of a cover-up. I'm used to folks leaving their messes behind for all the colony to see. Hell, look at Monarch. So imagine what they'd actually be trying to hide. Captain, it's gonna be bad.
It's a good point. We can help Minnie bring it to light if it is that bad, though.
Look, I'm all for bringing folks to justice under a rain of metal. Alls I'm saying is, be careful. Something feels different about this one.
Got it. Alrighty then. I guess we can head out. But first, I'll save. Okay, so I came back after a little break, and I was just checking my character details again, and I noticed there is a new Virtuoso tier for skills. So, like, my long guns, non-critical hits will ignore 50% of armor, which is pretty dang good. Guess every single one has one. What's engineering? That's like my other main skill. Inserting a new mod has a 100% chance of recovering the existing mod. Oh, that's pretty awesome. If you're like really into micromanaging equipment like I am. There's medical. 20% damage per consumable slot used. Oh, that's really nice. Science. Crit chance and sway of science weapons are determined by science skill. If higher. Feels like there's supposed to be more to that, but I can't see it for some reason. Determination. Oh, that's really cool. When a companion is sent back to the Unreliable, you can call in a new one on the spot. That's pretty nice. Companions provide 10% skill bonus to player skills on the Unreliable. That's a little throwaway, I guess. Nothing amazing. So, yeah, those are some nice new perks. Alright, let's move on. Let's play the game. Anyway. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep Pravati and Vicar with me for this one. And let's set foot on Gorgon proper.
Is that an Apex Mark V queso atmospheric dome? I've never seen one in person. Magnificent.
Mildly creepy. Looks like there's tentacles in the sky, and that's rarely a good sign. Oop. Get that lodestar out of the way. Unreal Engine, folks. Okay, well, that doesn't look particularly safe.
Got it. Inside voices.
Oh, there's some stairs. Good.
Experiencing evacuation anxiety. Spacer's Choice recommends 0G room. A name that's good for what ails you.
There's the objective. Hello. Oh, there's a properly working elevator. Oh.
I got supplies if you need them. No one lasts long on Gorgon unprepared.
This looks a little sketchy.
You looking for supplies, stranger? Let's stock up here. If you run low on bullets out in Gorgon's far reaches, there ain't no one round here liable to help you out. Let me know if you're looking for something particular.
Well, I've got plenty of bullets, actually. So this is Gorgon.
You mean you came out to this asteroid without knowing nothing about it? Me too. Heard it was wild here and couldn't resist. Trouble is, if you wander off to somewhere you oughtn't be, like way out in Gorgon's farthest reaches, odds are slimmer of your bits finding their way to my pockets. If you want my advice, stick close to the Sprat Shack, unless you fancy having your limbs torn off and eaten.
I do not fancy that at all.
I figured not. Look, I ain't stopping you from wandering elsewhere. But if you do, be sure you watch out for the Marauders. That's the #1 thing. And the Mance, I guess. You watch out for Marauders, Mance, and Charles from accounting, and you'll probably be fine.
Who's Charles from accounting?
Only the meanest marauder on Gorgon, and also anywhere else. That man is crazier than a bag of canids and twice as likely to bite. He will bust your head open like an overripe mock apple if he so much as sees you. I ain't joking. He'll snap you in half like stale bread noodles.
Thanks for the warning.
No, you don't get it. Charles from accounting is like... Imagine if you took 3 of the most howling mad marauders you could find and mashed them together. That's Charles.
0 times 3 is still 0. Pretty sure I've done that. No, I haven't done that. You mean he's got the strength of 3 men?
That and a rocket launcher.
Go back to the part about the rocket launcher. Do I have a rocket launcher? I don't think I have a rocket launcher. Where'd he get that?
Did I not mention that? Right, sorry. He's got a rocket launcher.
How did he get a rocket launcher?
Couldn't say. He kills anyone who gets close enough to ask. Look, long story short, you do not fuck with Chuck. Best to avoid the Marauder camp entirely. That's my 2 bits on the matter.
What do you got for sale?
Found a pickaxe in the mine like none I've ever seen before. Could be awful useful if you're the violent type.
Oh, Vicky, we might be getting you a present. Oh, hey, a ring. What's that about a pickaxe? Handy deconstruction. The original brand named Auto Unfortunato never caught on. Attacks from this weapon deal bonus damage to auto mechanicals. Well, I guess there are perks that increase your damage against auto mechanicals, so I guess if you stack that, that could be pretty powerful. But I'm probably gonna pass on it for now. Pulse Hammer Gold. Is that a new tier? Oh! I think these are new tiers of weapons. Yeah, Mark III. These are definitely new. Oh, we're gonna have to be on the lookout for one of those. What about armor? You got any fancy armor? No? No supplies? I guess you got guns, but my goodness. Alrighty then. We have learned some things. Let's go learn more things. Okay. There's a terminal. Nah, let's just go inside. Let's talk to an actual person.
Come here. Let's have a chat.
Well, you're not who I came here to see. But, fine.
Alright, inspection time. Look at my eyes for as long as you can without blinking. Starting now. Good. Look up. Now look down.
You have pretty eyes. Okay, look up, look down.
You're doing swell. Now, name and occupation.
Oliver Oxton, Captain of the Unreliable.
Good enough for me. You're cleared to pass. That was a sanity check. If you had changed like the others, it'd be in your eyes. You'd also be drooling, cursing, and making a mess of the place. Welcome to the Sprat Shack. You can head on downstairs.
Sounds like the check is largely unnecessary in that case. What do you mean when you say people have changed?
Every day, salvagers and scrappers set out to comb the ruins and make their fortune. The ones who come back, they aren't always the same men or women who left. They change. Never for the better.
What happens when people change?
First, they get real twitchy and paranoid, shouting at folks who aren't there. Then they smell like they soiled themselves, on account of how they soiled themselves. After that, they're gone. Nothing but animals wearing human skin. Seen it happen myself. It's never pretty.
Alright, let me ask you something else.
Just don't ask me to dance.
Well, never mind then. What do you know about Gorgon?
Something bad happened here. Spacer's Choice was developing chemicals. The kind with nasty side effects. Marauders outnumber the rest of us 10 to 1. Either they came from Gorgon, or something draws them here. I don't know which is worse. This place is under a dark cloud, stranger. That's all I know. If you want the history of the Sprat Shack, talk to Lex behind the bar.
Alright, well, I'll see you around.
Stay cool.
Oh, ugh. This place smells like Felix's birth.
Yeah.
A true den of iniquity. How refreshing.
Never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy, and I don't even like Star Wars. Alright. There are certainly sprats, but none of them appear to be wearing hats. I'll be sure to leave that on my review.
Welcome to the Sprat Shack. First one's on the house, and I won't even water it down. What'll it be?
I'm good, actually.
So, you just wandered in for the genteel conversation. Suit yourself. I assume you're here for salvage.
Sure. Got any leads?
Even if I did, I ain't supposed to play favorites. Most of my regulars are sublight scavengers. They pick over the ruins of Gorgon, spend their earnings at the bar, and head back out the next day. Vicious cycle, but that's life. You're the first new face I've seen in a while.
Right. You know anyone by the name of Lucky Montoya?
Lucky? Sure, I knew him. He could get a little dramatic at times, but he was a good guy. Heard he took on a dangerous job. Spent a lot of time coming and going from the office of creative incubation, just down the road.
The office of creative in it. Do I even want to know what that is?
That's where the top rungers at Spacer's Choice came up with slogans and marketing. Lucky never told me why it was so important. Awful shame about what happened to him.
What happened? Well, I know about I have his arm, but the rest is a mystery.
You know about that? Huh. Word must travel fast around these parts. Last I saw of Lucky was a few days ago. I went outside for a smoke and a stroll, and I saw this wild canid dragging a bloody limb. So I kicked the canid, scared it off.
Go on. Why not let the canid enjoy the juicy limb? Go on.
Get this. The canid was chewing on an honest-to-law human arm. Lucky's arm.
Does he have a tattoo or something?
I'm a bartender. Attention to detail is my middle name. Anyway, the arm was clutching a phonograph that mentioned someone named Alex Hawthorne. I did some poking around, and this Hawthorne has a reputation among the salvagers who frequent the bar. So I packaged up the arm nice and tidy and sent it care of the Halcyon Parcel Service. They even gave me a discount on the hazardous waste removal stamp.
Why bother sending the arm at all?
I figured Hawthorne would want to know what happened to his pal. Help Lucky get his affairs in order, you know. Oh, I hate to see people go with unfinished business.
There are better ways to do that, ma'am. Well, the arm made it to me. I'm Hawthorne's next of kin?
No kidding. And now you're here? Colony feels smaller than you'd think some days. I'm glad I was here to see this confluence of events, you know? The stars really aligned on this one. And here I am, smack dab in the middle.
Huh. I'm beginning to notice a pattern with some of the things people are saying. Well, anyway, where was Lucky staying?
3rd floor. Once I figured he wasn't coming back to pay his tab, I left his room unlocked to air it out. You can help yourself to anything you left behind. Fair warning, I've been letting the regulars use it for a quick lie down. Just wash your hands when you're done. Trust me.
Oh god, lie down is a euphemism, isn't it? I'm gonna have a look around.
Come back when you're thirsty.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people come here when they're thirsty, if you get what I'm saying. Okay. Well, that's the kitchen, no need to go in there.
As soon as I sober up, I'm heading back to the ruins.
You think the folks here like strangers? Because some of them are looking at us like maybe not.
Well, we could always introduce ourselves.
This place exhibits an aesthetically pleasing use of space.
Ah, well, at least somebody's enjoying the trip. I'll take that. Hey, workbench. Alright, control helmet gold. Yeah. Oh god, that needs 150 skill. That is redonkulous. Level head? What does this do? Tactical time dilation recharge rate plus 50%. Not bad, not bad. Nope, what's this? Examine. List of expenses. Room and board at the Sprat Shack, 350 bits. Borswurst, 25 bits. OCI key, 100 bits. Ammunition, 50 bits. Stogie Slims, 200 bits. Glacial Age whiskey, 500 bits. DLC for the Outer Worlds. Priceless. Theories and leads. Something strange in mines. Note to stay out of mines. Guess that's a little addendum. Murderous moon man in the canyon, probably local legend. Is that Chuck from accounting? Canids equals yellow. Spacer's Choice logo equals yellow. Coincidence? No such thing. Wait, I thought canids were orange, or like red. Am I insane? Or is that right? Persons of interest. Lots of bodies buried on Gorgon, but not many hatchets. Everyone had a grudge to bear and a finger to point. Lawrence Goodfellow oversaw Office of Creative Incubation, genuinely oblivious or playing dumb. Olivia Ambrose, project director, lead scientist, prickly, perfectionist. Do not ask Minnie about her, killed in evacuation. Lucian Bancroft, Space's choice man, real top runger, few logged visits to Gorgon, tensions with Ambrose. Marion Blacksley, supervisor of human inquiry and auditing, nerves of steel, heart of ice, disappeared when things fell apart. Jasper Lowe, head of Chem Lab, exhibited increasingly erratic behavior in later years of project. Herbert St. Germain, he's a ghost, worked at one of the facilities, vanished suddenly, record scrubbed. Interesting. It's a mystery, requires code. Oh, glad you could join us, Mr. Sprat. Lucky's case notes. Day 1. Spacer's Choice may have left in a hurry, but they didn't forget to lock the doors on their way out. Most of the facilities are sealed up tighter than a top runger's cafe. Time to do some digging. Got a break today. Met a scavenger who claims to be a salesman for Spacer's Choice. Sold me a key to the Office of Creative Incubation. Let's just say this guy's about as lucid as a Sprat in a Rizzo's factory, but I'm spending Minnie's bits so I can afford to take a chance. Day 7. It worked. Clarence, mostly. Wherever you are, I'm drinking to you tonight. Day 10. Olivia Ambrose office and journal ought to be in the Synthesis and Manufacturing Center. Bad news is it's sealed up and at the ass end of a canyon. Good news is I should be able to open it from the Big Wind's admin terminal and OCI. Like, Monarch OCI? No, surely not. OCI is crawling with Marauders and I've got a few other leads to chase down. Could be nothing, but my gut tells me there's more to this place than a missing journal. Time to turn over a few rocks and see what crawls out. Leaving the OCI key in the safe, combo 4815. Thank you. Oh, well, I guess I'll take this. Never know when I'll need to open the door with it.
If I'm not mistaken, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, that eye might be the key Lucky mentioned.
Oh, I was just making a joke.
What strangeness have we involved ourselves in here?
I don't know. Well, retinal eye scan is not that odd, actually. That's not strange at all, really. Plasma cutter gold, sure, why not? I can sell it. Oh, enough with that then. Might I say that the level up sound for this game is possibly the most satisfying level up sound ever conceived? Also, why are my skills reduced? Oh, probably agoraphobia. Well, let's go ahead and get this up to 100. Perks. Perky perk perk. Wait, are there some new perks here? Improvisation Warrior. Improvised weapons deal vastly more damage and degrade slower than usual. Oh, so that would be for, like, the things. The pickaxes and stuff. Okay. Any subsequent attack made on the same target while in TTD deals increased damage. Okay, I think these are new perks. I'm not sure, though. Yeah, I think these might be new, at least. Deal increased damage based on the number of flaws you have. Assassin, Lone Master. Well, I like my companions. Trying to see where are all the new ones. I think it might just be these that are new. It's certainly looking that way. Improvisation Warrior, Concentrated Fire. I like my automatic weapons, so Concentrated Fire is a good choice, I feel.
What have you got there? Adrenatime, I think.
Wait a minute. Got an exit up here?
So, how you feeling?
Good. Real good, like someone's shining.
Oh, right. We came down here in an elevator. What am I thinking? Of course the exit's up there.
You're a humbug, Trixie, and worse, a thief.
I can't steal what's lawfully mine, you tangle-footed dimwit.
Break it up, you two. I've heard more than enough of your shit for one day.
May I intervene?
That was my salvage, Trixie. You had no right to it then, and you've no right to it now.
What's going on here?
A disagreement between professionals. None of your business.
I risked my life sneaking around Marauders to claim that wreck. And I didn't see your name on it.
Now you've done it. Eat fist!
All right, that's enough! This is a family establishment! You want to make a mess? You make it outside!
But this was personal, Lex. It's a question of salvage. That wreck was gonna make me a fortune.
Technically that's business, not personal.
Hey, didn't I warn you about sticking your nose where it doesn't belong?
It's the same fight every day. 5 years we've been at this, and we still can't agree on how to properly tag salvage. Now you two listen, this is my place. While you're in the Sprat Shack, you'll sit quietly, or I'll forbid you to come here at all. Is that understood?
Fair's fair. I'll have a stout, and we'll settle this later on our own terms.
It's no good to leave a fight unresolved. If I don't do something, these two are gonna be at each other's throats.
I could intervene. Taps gun.
You'd do that for me?
Sure, it's what I do for everyone. I have a problem.
I appreciate it all the same. You'll be paid for your time and expertise, of course. Freddie, Trixie, go on and make your case to the generous stranger.
I'll start, seeing as I'm the one who's been most wronged in this equation.
State your names for the tavern.
Oh, very formal. Freddie the Scab, freelancer for sublight salvage and shipping, same as my father before me.
Junkyard Trixie, also a salvage freelancer, though I've been at it longer than Freddie.
So, just up the road and due east of here, there's a shipwreck lodged in the mountainside, right? I staked my claim on that wreck. Then I wandered in for a drink. An hour later, Trixie swaggers in bragging about her salvage. Ugh, the nerve of some people.
How did you mark this claim?
I climbed on top of it and called out in my loudest voice, "Finders keepers!"
Is that legal?
I don't know about legal, but it's legit by sublight standards. Assuming anyone was around to hear it, which we can't know for sure.
Someone must have heard me. They just ain't brave enough to step forward and admit it.
Your case, well, what's your side of the story, Trixie?
When I found the shipwreck, there were no salvage mark. See, the whole area was teeming with bloodthirsty marauders. So I snuck around and added my tag, clear as day so no drunken idiots could claim the salvage out from under me, Freddie.
For the record, when I heard the Marauders coming, I left. Trixie must have set her mark down after me.
I literally started to drum my fingers thoughtfully, so I feel I must choose this dialogue option.
Quit leading the prosecution, Hullhead. Anyway, that's my story, sir.
What mark did you leave on the salvage, Trixie?
I drew an X in the dirt. With my toe.
Okay, so you're also stupid. I see. Couldn't the Marauders have walked over it by now, or the wind blown it away, for example? Or any number of things that make that a profoundly stupid idea.
Wouldn't surprise me in the least. But that doesn't mean it ain't mine.
In all my years, I've never heard a more contentious argument. I don't envy your shoulders for bearing the weight of responsibility. You've heard it from them both. So, who gets the salvage?
Well, I feel the court must say that these idiots don't know how to tag salvage, so I rule in no one's favor.
That ain't no kind of fair.
He ain't even from around here, Lex. Here's a 6-pack on the house, plus your fee. Maybe now we'll finally get some peace around here for a change.
Well, glad to be of service. See you around.
Come and chat if you're ever feeling thirsty.
That's my captain.
Very diplomatic, Captain. Though fighting would be preferable to another conversation such as that.
I know. But the owner was nice, and I didn't want to ruin her bar with the blood of morons. Ooh, it's very spooky in here.
Don't you worry, Mr. Lucky Spirit. We're gonna finish your work and put you to rest, good and proper.
Well, let's just hope we're luckier than Lucky was.
Well, according to the ship, luck doesn't exist, so... I guess it's a wash, really.
Keep an eye out, Captain. This place don't look entirely safe.
Whatever would make you think that, Pravati? Standard troop armor gold. Nice. I wonder if there are new mods. That would be a nice addition to the game. Standard troop helmets gold. Just finding everything. Alrighty then. Scouting. Pistol Ultra? Sure. Hello? Nitver?
This unit is currently in wait cycle. Please return later. Have a better than natural day.
Interesting. Sam might get a boyfriend. Cushioned Souls. Oh, it's a new mod. Increased walk speed. Interesting. Not really my thing. Since this game doesn't really seem to have a walk button, I kind of don't want to be any faster than I already am. Plasma Carbine Ultra. Sure, we'll take it. Might find use for that. Damn it. Must be the ships of the patrons, I'm guessing. Send sites. So much loot. I haven't even done anything yet. Gorgon is bountiful with stuff. Remodeled low pressure helmets. I'm guessing I don't want to touch that. There we go. Can we learn anything about them? Level 28. These fast-moving Marauders strike quickly but weakly and are relatively easy to kill. Has nightmares of being killed by a dashing space captain. Well.
Hit!
Oh, shit. Okay. That was close.
I'll fix you right up.
Oh, fuck! Oh my... Okay, I After all this talking, I guess I need to get my head in the game. Good lord.
You think this place we're headed will tell us more about Gorgon? I wonder what they got up to here.
Alright, so the enemies in this DLC they definitely took note that the game seemed, the vanilla game was a bit on the easy side, it seems. Okay. Probably should be a bit more aggressive then.
This dilapidated state of existence awaits all Halcyon if the board persists in their reckless disregard for anything but profit.
Yep. Alright, let me just grab that armor again. Or, well, we'll talk to Knitter.
This unit is please return. Have a better than natural day.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll probably find more. Armor, that is. Okay. Let's, assess the situation a little better. You were the problem. These Marauders deal long-range poisonous attacks. Yeah. I definitely like that, you guys are a lot more dangerous. Marauder Colossus is different. Huge but slow-moving Marauders deliver devastating melee attacks, so we're gonna want to cripple you, I'm guessing. But I also want to get rid of you.
Sure.
First. Send them over there.
A fight on our hands. I'll take your confession now. You're too tough. Try something else.
Get Pravati. Alright. So they're heavy on the armor. Definitely want to get that Virtuoso perk for long guns. Ignoring a lot of their armor would be very helpful. Okay, do we go left or right? Let's go right. I like the grass. It's bioluminescence.
Understood.
Probably
I'll keep
not.
my head down.
Uh-huh. Probably not conducive to sneaking then, because it literally glows. Crash ship discovered. Is it a landmark, or is there something to do here? Where that goes. Okay, seems to be clear. Okay. I don't like the prospect of probably getting ambushed if I go up there. Unsanctioned mining gear. Marauder armor. Oh, so this is new. It's a new armor. It's new skin, at least. That's nice. That's their standard, I guess. Little smiley faces. That's cute. There we go. Berserker. Berserker. Any snipers? I just see that. There's one. Yeah. Okay. Let's blind you. Blow you up.
Here we go.
Okay, guys, we need to step back.
May you find peace in death. This is bad.
Shit. Okay.
That didn't work.
I'll fix you right up! Nothing personal, I swear.
Oh, okay. That was close. Bavardi actually went down, but I do have that perk that lets me revive them. Though it does have a bit of a cooldown, so I need to be more careful about that. Bavardi's... my companions actually have some pretty... not great armor, actually, now that I think about it. I mean, not awful, but nothing special. Might have to do something about that. Hopefully we can find something to equip them with. Ooh, Frost Sore. Because they're mantisaurs, but blue. I get it. Oh, what? That was weird. My game, like, minimized or something. Okay, secret tunnel. Or get on the road again. Well, that looks like we might have to deal with some mantisaurs, and to be completely honest, I'm not entirely fond of that idea. Also, this might just be a cave, actually. May or may not actually go somewhere. Is that mine? No, it's not mine. Alright, we got some unloaded textures, nothing we can't handle. Who are these fellows, though? Hold on, we got friendlies. Let's go check them out.
Wow. You ever seen bones this cool?
Well, not the word I would use. Frightening might be the better word.
I say you're wrong.
Fossil discovered. It sure is. Hello, first mates, Captain.
Have you ever seen a finer specimen of a llama before?
I'm telling you, this isn't the rock. We need to turn back.
This is the spot. Now keep your eyes peeled. The dead drop is at the foot of the alpaca, he said. And this is the alpaca.
Llama.
What was that?
It's a llama we're after, sir, not an alpaca. And this is neither.
Llama, alpaca, same thing.
Llama.
They aren't the same at all, sir. Believe it or not.
Enough! We've got company. Out with it then? Who are you?
Oliver Oxton, Captain of the Unreliable. Are you guys the survivors of that crashed ship up by the landing pad?
I'm the captain of that crashed vessel, to be perfectly accurate.
Why start now?
What was that, First Mate?
Just talking to myself again, sir.
We're on the hunt for a package. It's supposed to be at the foot of this handsome-looking alpaca-shaped rock.
Llama?
Is that the only word he knows? Oh, poor Rex. I'm pretty sure you're searching in the wrong place, though.
Well, this is the only alpaca-shaped rock I've seen for miles, so let's agree to disagree.
Llama.
Llama. Sorry about my second mate. Ever since the crash, I can't squeeze a word of sense out of him.
Well, good luck. I might come back to you later.
Good riddance and goodbye.
Oh, okay, Dick.
Before you go, can you at least keep your eyes peeled for a rock shaped like a llama? I know I'm asking for a lot.
Yeah, you're right. It is a lock. Well, any leads on this rock?
If you backtrack and take the right-hand fork, I could have sworn I saw the rock there already. Captain wouldn't let us stop because the beak wasn't sharp enough to be a llama.
Ah, he really doesn't know what a llama looks like, does he?
Bingo. He won't even let us turn around because he's dug his heels into this fossil story. His pride is all tangled up in it. We're not getting off Gorgon without that package. If you can find the llama and the goods, you can have my cut of the take. I don't care. I just want out of here.
Find the llama, find the package, deal.
Don't let me down. That llama is my ticket out of here.
Well, I got places to be too, ma'am, so you're gonna have to hold your horses for just a little bit. Enemies? Don't seem to be. Pressurized injection suit. What's this?
Close call. I thought I knew the OCI backwards and forwards. The Marauders got a way of finding every nook and cranny on this rock. OCI. Fancy joint. Smells like Wentworth's and leather. A real slice of Byzantium. You don't set that up unless you're planning something big. Adrena time? Sure. But something tells me there's more to the story. Got a hunch to follow up on near the old mines. I'm leaving this here, in case I gotta come back.
Okay, so this is an interesting item. Reduces your attributes, all your attributes, but gives you a bunch of other stuff and has some decent armor to boots. Not sure how I feel about something that injects chemicals into my bodies, though. Might hold off on that. It probably doesn't affect anything in the game, but it just feels really uncomfortable. In fact, actually, I think these are all effects of various drugs. Stats effect duration plus 10% is actually a bad thing, I think. So that's not good. Okay. Do we just head on in, I guess.
Initiating ocular measurement.
Show the scanner the preserved eye. Show your eye. That might be bad, so let's use the preserved eye.
Measurement complete. Ocular identification complete. Welcome, Clarence Mostly. Access granted. Welcome to the Office of Creative Incubation.
Well, it was mostly Clarence that got us into here. Bravati, what's that thing on your... What's that icon mean? Are you hurt? I don't get it. Let's go in. Alright. That is a lot of red marks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the chocolate.
Mr. Thompson told me 100 times the cannery couldn't afford spare parts for Bess. All while Spacer's Choice was building this?
Yeah, it's rather opulent for a secret research facility. Pick up standard troop armor gold. 40. Give this to Parvati. She kind of needs the extra armor. Although it's gonna mess up our color coordination. Actually, wait, 31, 40. I mean, it is better. I should probably give it to her. Yeah. I know you're having a crisis of faith, Parvati, but that armor does provide a statistical advantage. Message. It's not the best choice, it's the only choice. Thank you for using Gimsy, your employee-sanctioned messaging system. Friendly reminder, your messages are company property. Yeah. From Goodfellow. Mackie, after some deliberation, I've decided to update your standard procedure and protocol while you operate the front desk. Commit the following to memory. 1. Do greet visitors and workers with a smile. 2. Do mention Spacer's Choice brand products and services in your daily greetings. Do monitor and report extended lavatory breaks. Don't mention our surveillance and security system. Don't talk about the incident. Don't let any auditors into the upper floors under any circumstances. Failure to adhere to protocol number 6 will result in a demerit on your permanent record. Don't mean to be harsh with you, Mackie. You're part of our family too. Okay. Well, why don't we unlock those doors and probably get killed by robots? Okay, well, unlock that showcase if you don't mind. Unlock lavatory doors. Oh god, the lavatories were locked. Corporate hellscape. Okay, well, where were the lavatories actually? Is this the
they got
display
one for
room?
Edgewater. Oh, it's just salt tuna. Come
Oh.
on, we got a volcano too.
Spacer's Choice is unreasonably proud of their low-quality fare, aren't they?
Yes, very much so. Hey, these are supposed to be unlocked.
Keep your aim steady and your trigger finger at the ready. Adrena time brings out the hero in you.
Hey, that's John Cummings.
That you are prime, because you take Adrena time.
Well, I'm guessing that's a level 3 light machine gun. That'd be nice to have. Don't know what that is.
Don't let sleep rob you of your life. Cut your resting hours in half and double your productivity with Adrena time. Show your boss that you are prime, because you take Adrena time.
Okay, let's explore the rest of this floor first. Now, there was a crawl space into that room. Where could it be, though? Pick up Toughened. We'll probably use that. There's a lavatories. Yoop. Don't mind me. Aw. Ooh, maybe we can, like, because... Oh, excuse me. Ah. Sorry about that. My, like, nose just, like, turned inside out. You know, when you complete quests in, the Outer Worlds, you get, like, little trophies. Maybe Pravati could, like, have this in her room. That'd be pretty sweet. Champion tossball stick. Perfect game. Is that unique? It is unique. 216 damage. Staring at this weapon long enough, you'd swear you can hear the roar of a stadium crowd cheering you on, hungry for more action. Oh, that might just be psychosis. This is very powerful, my goodness. 340 damage. Vicar. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hand this over. Inspect. Performing a perfect block, the wielder is able to attack faster for a short time. Well, I'm not sure if Vicar can actually have perfect blocks, but... regardless, he doesn't appear to have block skill anyway. But, yeah, give him this tossball stick. It's pretty good. Standard troop helmet golds. Machine gun Mark III. I will take that. How good is it? 117 damage, 123 damage. 2,000 DPS? 1,000 DPS. Yeah, I might have to use this, and I could tinker it to get a little more damage out of it as well. Oh, but it is heavy. Oh, it's heavy weapons. I'm not really that great at heavy weapons, I think. Yeah, nothing, not bad, but really nothing special. I should probably stick with my rifle. What about Pravati, though? Yeah, I could probably give this to her. Ready to rock. Also, probably give her this helmet as well. I have a companion helmets disabled just because, I don't know, I'd like to be able to hear their voices clearly for my first time playing this. Alrighty then.
Easy does it.
Energy canister. Okay, just want to make sure I clear this place out. What was that door I unlocked? Lavatories. I didn't see any toilets. Although that wouldn't surprise me, to be completely honest. Hello. Here we go. Some more armor. This heavy 84. What's Vicar got? How much is this actually? I can afford it. Vicar, your armor is 68. Yeah, that's a pretty big upgrade, I have to say. Anything for my buddies. Totally ruining our color coordination, though. What is that? Ring? Tossball card, Matthew Singh. I got some supplies, actually. Yeah, I need some tea. Thank you. Ooh, revolver Mark III. I love my revolvers. What is that? That's 281 damage. What does mine do? I can't see. 281. 321 plus all the stuff I put on it. Ah, don't need it. Impact armor Mark II. Alright. Let's get back to business. After some tea. kitchen. Gotta say, I have not actually yet found the lavatories, but they are unlocked, supposedly. Chef Excellence, how do you do? Energy brew, that should be caffeine. Glacier water, my favorite. Alright. Ah, here we are. The lavatories. That's nasty. Oh, God. Good Lord. I did not... I thought... I honestly would not have expected a giant pile of shit to appear in this game. But there it was. Guess that's what all the fiber and Spacer's Choice food does to you. Okay, how do we get on the floor that does not contain that? Yeah. Okay, what are all those red ticks? Frosted glass. Okay. Take a drink of water. I have a water and a soda, but this is a water situation, I feel. Alright.
Okay, moving out.
I'm going to hold back, and I'll go in first. Alright, well, nothing so far.
Coming over to you.
Ooh, an axe. I like that there's a perk that actually like lets you be able to use these kind of weapons now, because they were always just kind of gimmicks. But now they have a purpose. Oh, shit. Alright, we got Marauders. That's kinda dangerous. Okay, everyone.
I'm going.
Hold this corner. Good Lord.
No problem. I'll head over.
Wonderful work, Captain.
Look at us.
Alright. Not so bad. Forgot how much ridiculous amounts of damage you can do with plasma against Marauders.
Be right there.
Ooh, light pistol Mark III. Quite like those weapons, actually. Okay. No one's spying on me. Time to... Thank you for using Jimsy. Yeah. On the latest. Sir Lawrence Goodfellow, fortuitously, I have had the opportunity to review the latest test results from Human Inquiry. I agree with your and the committee's general assessment that these test results are unacceptable. The latest experimental sample of adrenatime demonstrates that 15 out of 17 possible symptoms in my rubric of dangerous, lethal, or otherwise high-risk side effects. I have sent a full report to your desk, the abstract of which is as follows. Adrenatime in its current state fails to meet the project standards, but my calculations of Adrenatime users trade short-term improvements in productivity to long-term losses in productivity. Specifically, dead workers are unproductive workers. Whenever a calculation produces an unforeseen result, it is prudent to take a look at one's numbers. Incorrect numbers lead to a flawed calculation. If the HIA's calculations are sound, then their numbers, that is to say the drugs provided by Chem Labs, must be flawed. Okay. Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, I have not yet received your correspondence regarding my previous letter. I can only assume you are still, to deploy a parochial colloquialism, chewing over my commentary. I have received additional insights which I have collated into an itemized list and sent to your secretary. Here is a summary. I believe the root of the problem lies in the chem lab. As I mentioned in my previous letter, incorrect numbers lead to flawed calculations. Problems therefore be found in Dr. Jasper Lowe and his stewardship of the chem lab. Dr. Lowe is a notorious lackadaisical and careless manager, and, pardon my language, a poor scientist. ChemLab must provide HIA with a safe, high-quality, carefully refined drug with which to conduct tests. The slapdash, artless, high-risk formula ChemLab has been delivering to HIA can only result in unacceptable test results. I understand that safety and high-quality development are often antithetical to the corporate strategy of Spacer's Choice, but in my life I have found that the perspective of an outsider can be helpful. Okay. Encouraging words. Mr. Lawrence Goodfellow, your response to my previous 2 letters are conspicuous by their absence. Based on my analysis of your personality type, dietary habits, patterns of speech, and mode of dress, I must conclude with a reasonable certainty that your silence stems from trepidation and anxiety. If I might presume to offer you some advice cultivated after years of living in Byzantium, may I suggest that your anxiety stems merely from ignorance? Ignorance is the easiest of vices to rectify and requires only learning and heeding the advice of one's betters. The success and failure of any project depends on the readiness of its constituent staff to perform their mandated duties. Excuse me, my throat is kind of acting up. Scientists perform experiments, researchers research, managers manage. When one of these roles acts outside of its limitations, chaos is introduced into the system. Take heart, you need not fear the burden of management. The secret of good leadership is strong oversight combined with careful, fastidious, numerically driven, and scientifically supported management. The turbulence experienced by this project is empathetically not the fault of the OCI. However, it is the role and duty of the OCI to fix these problems. Ours is the only department capable of righting the ship of innovation in the waters of chaos. With paternal affection, Mr. Clarence Mosley. Huh. So I get the impression this Clarence guy, Mr. Mosley, does actually seem legitimately concerned about what's going on. Alright. He's glowing? Nah, it's just a light. Okay. Department of Strategic Branding Terminal Access. Welcome, M. Kumara. Oh, God. I mean, this story is interesting. I don't mind reading all these. But you might want to skip ahead a bit if you do mind. From OCI Cerebral Committee to OCI Department of Strategic Branding. Subject: unacceptable results. The OCI Cerebral Committee has hereby decided by unanimous vote that the recent test results from human inquiry and auditing are unacceptable, untenable, and unsatisfactory. This message is an informal expression of our dissatisfaction, which will be formally declared by memorandum in the near future. While the committee recognizes the marketing potential of insomnia and chemical dependency, the remaining side effects described in HIA's latest report are incompatible with the OCI's vision of the Adrenatime product. Corporate auditors will expect to see a product that dramatically improves the long-term productivity of Spacer's Choice workers by reducing the need for rest and mitigating the effects of long-term melancholia. The product delivered to HIA induces psychosis, violent behavior, paranoia, and, alarmingly, disobedience. The OCI cannot accept a product that does these things. It will inevitably benefit our rivals at Auntie Cleo. Relax. To my colleagues in the OCI Cerebral Committee... Wait, to OCI... from Goodfellow. I share your concerns, but not your alarm. In times like these, I encourage you to recall a passage from our Spacer's Choice user manual. The failures of subordinates must never become the failures of leadership. The meaning is simplicity itself. HIA has failed to deliver acceptable results because they have failed to perform their professional obligations. My esteemed colleagues, you and I possess a number of law-given qualifications, but we have not been relegated to lab coat work. Let me reiterate. We are not test tube jockeys, we are leaders. HIA's purpose is to deliver test results. Our purpose is to deliver a quarterly report. Pardon the burp. I'd like to reach out to Miryama Kumara at Strategic Branding, have her team clean up HIA's reports, trim the fat and tuck in its guts, make it look presentable for our auditors. Cerebral Committee. My team and I have finished reviewing HIA's latest experimental report. We believe the failure of this report is manifest in its flagrant disregard for company-approved language. To that end, we have drafted a revised report, edited with language consistent with the Spacer's Choice Company vision. The HIA's original report mentions clear evidence of dangerous side effects associated with using the Adrenatime product, including but not limited to paranoia, blah blah blah, we've read that. We proposed the following connotative revisions: dangerous side effects, exciting collateral benefits, paranoia, dramatically heightened attention, violent confusion, physically assertive behavior, chemical dependence, metabolic compatibility, dissident adjacent behavior. Any mention of dissonant behavior in this report may encourage dissidents. Recommends cutting this phrase entirely out of respect for our readers. Ah. God, there's not more, is there? No? My God. If I was smart, I might know what that means. No, why can't I take the beans? Immersion broken. Borst pockets can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds. Delicious. White chocolate yummies. That sounds wonderful, actually. Where are those white chocolate yummies? Borst pockets? Are those not a consumable? Did I pick them up? I picked them up. Okay, that one we can't read. We can read this one. Welcome, see mostly status. So the turret status. Yeah, we can reverse those intruder definitions. Don't mind if I do. Hunting rifle hyper. My goodness, that's a lot of damage. Right, so is that a suit? Pick up cracked exosuits. No, it's Marauder armor. I don't need it. Maintenance room key.
Okay. Ugh. Ain't no one should have to go like that.
This looks exceedingly painful.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about redirecting those turret priorities. Oxycomp aromatic. Critical damage plus 15%. That's not bad. Spacer's Choice is just Mark II. Okay, those are Marauders in there. Why don't we introduce ourselves?
Sure.
Kind of wish I could order them individually to stand somewhere, but this is not that much of a problem, really. Simple when you know how.
On my way.
What is their behavior actually? Mixed aggressive, okay. Oh boy, more terminals. I feel like there's almost just too much loot in this game, because I feel like I'm constantly picking stuff up. Did I assault rifle 2? I think I have one of those, actually. That's nothing special. Unlike hunting rifle hyper, my god.
Got it.
Hello, Elite Troop Armor Gold. We could color coordinate. Okay, what are you? Crack shots. I'm gonna take this opportunity and yeah, I should definitely equip this armor. At least that armor. Yeah, let's suit up. They're probably saying, with that item placement, they're probably saying, you probably want this.
Understood. On my way.
You guys go over there. Yep.
Sure.
Oh shit. Okay, Pravati's down. That's not a problem. Presently.
The last of them.
Oh, okay. Now, maybe I should actually give this armor to Pravati, actually. Because she kind of needs it more than me. She kind of draws a lot of fire. Not that it's drastically weaker than what she's got, I guess. 57, 2 yeah. She could use that. I'm the DPS, these guys are my tanks. Although technically, I guess I'm the support as well.
I am en route, Captain.
Terminal. Security notice. By order of Lawrence Goodfellow, auditorium projector room must remain sealed until further notice. Please answer any inquiries by visiting auditors with the following pre-approved message. Mr. Goodfellow is excited to inform you that our projector room is undergoing upgrades in preparation for our grand quarterly report presentation. We thank you for your patience. Please return to the reception desk and request a complimentary bottle of zero-G brew. Oh. On auditing. Dear Sir and or Madam, if you are reading this memo, you are the designated concierge of this auditorium. Please commit the following message to your memory when guiding auditors along the tour of our office. What is an auditorium? Space's Choice Manual of Definitions describes an auditorium as a place where auditing takes place. Here you will enjoy all the familiar, low-cost, budget-friendly amenities that make Space's Choice the leading brand in affordable entertainment. Satisfy your posture in our semi-reclining chairs. Enjoy a moderately cold bottle of zero-G brew. Relax as you enjoy this special presentation of the Project Gorgon Quarterly Review, brought to you by the Office of Creative Incubation. No report this quarter, though. Everyone, it's going to be blunt because I want you to understand the gravity of this situation. Someone or several someones sabotaged our quarterly reports. They're all gone. Irreversibly damaged. The Cerebral Committee is putting their heads together to come up with a solution. We hope to have one before the auditors arrive. In the meantime, here's what I need you all to do. Do not, under any circumstances, talk about the sabotage to anyone outside our office. 2. We do not need to soften the language. Studies show that repeated use of the word sabotage can incite sabotage in people who lack moral fiber. I'm not taking any chances. I need you all to come up with an alternate way of describing the sabotage, something like the incident, but not so obvious. And then they just called it the incident. This is a new one. We've received all your suggestions. After much deliberation, the Cerebral Committee has unanimously voted to refer to the sabotage incident as the incident. Oh, silly, silly folk. Hunting rifle hyper? Sure, why not? What's this? Plasma carbine ultra. Sure, why not? Okay, that last fight was a little sketchy, but we managed. Don't like how often Pravati is getting knocked out. But that just means we can strive to do better. And I really do feel like there's just too much loot. I mean, you heard that guy say, hey, you don't want to run out of ammo. That's definitely not a problem. Inferno Scythe Gold, sure. Probably not going to use it. Not really built for that kind of stuff.
Oh, wow. I think this screen's taller than my entire shop back home.
Guess you had to get a good look at it from up here, I guess. Vented Mark IV helmets. Iconoclast helmets. No thanks. A lot of help those turrets were, by the way.
About your test subjects, I assume you're trying new formulations on humans, correct? Where do they come from, Dr. Ambrose? They come from Tartarus, don't they?
They do.
Why the reluctance? Providing life-affirming employment to the indigent, the criminally indigent. Well, that's a social good, don't you agree?
I have a staff meeting to attend. Excuse me.
So I have yet to mention it, but it is really cool that we have audio logs now in the game. I don't think there were any audio logs before. What's this? Impact Armor Mark II? We're gonna find a Mark III. Okay, 321. I guess we can do some tinkering. Buddy equipments. Yeah, let's let me get in this. Just a bit. Troop armor. You know, I could probably wear the standard troop armor. That'd probably be a good idea. That first battle where I died, I got my butt wrecked. Put this on. Heck. Yeah, I'll keep my hat on. Passion for fashion and all that. Probably modify this as well. Toughened. Yeah, give me that. Give me that stuff. Skill kit, thug kits, cushioned soles. Yeah, let's try it out. We have it. It's a new mod. I think. I'd never seen it before, I'm pretty sure. Vicar, why don't we give you this thug kit? It befits you. Geographic scanner. These, I always just sell these. Those are just like practically purposeless. Oh yeah, we could probably modify this stuff. Super quiet muzzler, sure and straights, speedy mates. think I'd probably just give her the raw DPS. Mag 2 melt, Magnum, Ray. Yeah, let's give her the melt mag. That's a pretty good one on a high DPS weapon. Tinker that up as well. Can't be 5 higher levels higher than your own. Gotcha. Tinker this as well. Speaking of which, can I modify this at all? Power grip. Increases chance to cause critical hits. Decreases loss of weapon durability. I don't think that matters for companions, actually. So, power grip it is. Mr. Ouch. Increases damage of power attack. Why not? Yeah, I think we're good. Let's try not to die and lose all that work. Speaking of which, I need a drink of some Spacer's Choice Trip Teas. Adrena time. So I guess this DLC is really focusing on this particular product. Never liked it much myself, gotta be honest. Let's add this in here, actually. Actually, this. Okay, one more floor to go. So are these turrets hostile? I got attacked by a robot earlier. Oh wait, it's on a track. Hey guys, you might want to step back for a bit. Okay, I hear it coming. This basic turret drone is easier to destroy, but fires faster than others of its kinds. Hit does not sound easy to destroy. 112 armor, almost 7,000 HP. It is not hostile, though. That is good. Sawed-off shotgun Mark II. Come on. Vicky wants a new shotgun. Give me that Mark III. Oh, shit. Hold on, I have a weapon that I've not used yet. The Gloop gun. How it counteracts... yeah... Let's try this out.
Sure.
Nice one, Captain!
Shit. Alright, that didn't really do what I wanted it to do. A hat. The Oxonian. I think I already have a hat called this, actually, but... you know. Ali Oxon, Oxonian. I'm practically obligated to wear it, even though I'm not going to. Plasma Carbine Ultra. Shit.
Be right there.
Holy.
Okay.
None of that, if you please. Christ, that thing looks scary. Okay, been in here, I think. Huh. Did I miss the stairs? There we are. Guess we're not going that way. For now. Okay.
I'll keep quiet.
This looks like a job for... Well, hold on a minute. This looks like a job for the gloop gun.
Have your back, Captain. I'll take your confession now.
That's a little awkward. Okay, that's where we want to go. Welcome, H. Harrell, Secretary. Herbie, take a memo. Actually, hang on, let me get a cigarette. Alright, take a memo. I want to personally walk down to HIA and wrap my hands around the necks of every single law-forsaken excuse for a researcher whose indenturement contracts we were stupid enough to sign. Who signed those anyway? Were they drunk at the time? Why are we hiring researchers who can't deliver the test results we want? Am I crazy? Is this an unreasonable expectation? Is supply and demand the foreign concept to these people? When I request a zero-G brew, I expect a moderately cold glass of something reasonably alcoholic in my hand, slapped with a Space's Choice brand. When I request test results, I expect to see scientifically proven, medically verified evidence that adrenatime is a miracle drug. I didn't ask for a long list of dangerous side effects, I asked for adjectives. I can't turn high rate of violent confusion into marketing copy. Copy, Herbie? What in law's name am I supposed to do with side effects include paranoia and suicide? HIA just screwed us with our pants on. The cerebral committee's losing the collective mind. Now I need to go pat them all on the shoulder and wipe away the sad little tears and tell them everything's gonna be alright. Why are you still typing? Don't put that down. I was just rambling. Okay. Take a drink real quick. Herbie, take a memo. I'm getting real sick of Clarence Mosley. Remind me again why we brought him on this project. He's no part of the Space's Choice family. He's never been a part of the Space's Choice family. The Mosleys, well, what do they do again? Oh yeah, they peddle furniture. I'm a manager at Halcyon's most recognizable brand name in affordable goods and services. I don't need management advice from some guy whose family designed my footstools. Actuaries should stick to actuarial work. Don't go advising me to turn the screw on Jasper Lowe and those lab coats at Chem. I know what I'm doing. Hang on, I need a cigarette. Alright, where was it? Oh yeah, take a memo. We need to turn the screw on Jasper Lowe and those lab coats at Chem. I want you to draft up an official order. Tell Chem... Well, hang on, let me think. Yeah, tell Chem we need to fire 1 in 10 researchers, and then we're slashing the deadlines in half. It's a Roman solution. Could learn a lot from them, the Romans. They pretty much invented discipline. Okay. Hack. Memo 314. For inaudible sake, all our quarterly reports, all of them gone. Hard copies, terminal data, it's all gone. What kind of sick degenerate mind destroys quarterly reports? We've got a little surprise audit scheduled. What am I supposed to show the auditors? I need to send a message down to the receptionist. No auditors allowed, and I need to talk to the committee immediately. Why are you typing, Herbie? I didn't ask you to take a fucking memo. Delete this. Hey, are you listening? Evidently not. Did he go crazy? Maybe. Okay. Time to get loot. I gotta get used to the arc on this thing. Shit.
Here I go!
Our victory is their defeat.
Okay. I just want to buy as much of this triptease as possible. It's a good product. It's a toaster or a radio?
Shoot. This place got me feeling like I might dirty it up just by looking at it.
Speaking of getting dirty. Hello. Flurry. Makes the worst winter storm look like a light drizzle. The longer it rages, the faster this weapon will bury your foes. Shoots faster over time? This weapon slowly builds up its rate of fire. Well, that sounds interesting. But unfortunately, I'm just not too skilled on heavy weapons. Small stick. Hey. Tyson Christensen. So I didn't know, but you actually can like read these tossball cards and like collect them. Like there's a whole bunch of them. I didn't actually know that. Okay. Perfecto. What on earth is this? A case of fat mini Zeppelin cigars. Nicotine high. Okay, just the average nicotine effect, I see. What was that? Spaceship. Ooh, light assault rifle Mark III. I'll take that. Alright, welcome Goodfellow L. Admin functions. Unlock that manufacturing center. Error. Procedure interrupted by X. Well, override that, please. Staff directory protocol activated. Please visit Transmission Tower Alpha for staff directory. Alrighty then.
I knew I heard a little weasel sniffing about. You'd best go back the way you came. There's nothing for you here.
Who the hell are you?
Call me the Ghost of Gorgon. Or its Warden. This place is a graveyard. All that was done here should be forgotten and left to rot.
There was someone. Lucky said something about a guy who is a ghost. Maybe that's a coincidence, maybe it's not. Did you just lock me out of the SMC?
I did. And I am prepared to do worse if you ignore my warning. Gorgon is the birthplace of Marauders. We created them here, in this very facility. They are our misbegotten children, born of hubris and vanity.
This whole colony is a result of those two things. But Marauders? Spacer's Choice really outdid themselves, didn't they?
That don't make any sense. How could Marauders get to Edgewater from all the way out here?
That's a good question.
They hold no fondness for trespassers. I've placed the facility under emergency lockdown to keep them safe. Let the Marauders die in peace, or I will make certain that you die with them.
What do you mean? How do you create Marauders? It's because of adrenatime addiction, isn't it?
I thought it was just through dehumanizing workers and crushing their spirits, but it seemed like that wasn't quick enough for Spacer's Choice.
Mr. Thompson used to say Marauders are just folks whose spirits have been weakened by charity and laziness. You mean that wasn't true?
Oh, Bravati. Whatever secrets are buried here, we'll root them out. Something ain't right here. Well, that was much was obvious, actually, but... Just a showroom. Alrighty then. Ooh, unique outfit. Back to basics. Armor 3. Oh, it's not unique, actually. Never mind. Fancy. Need something more practical, though. Oh, what the hell? I thought that was like a hand of glory. I guess it's just a model for rings. Well, we're back in the office. That's not where I wanted to be. Ooh, is that one door unlocked now? I'm guessing probably.
We're looking for a comms tower, right? Ought to be one of the tallest things around. It's gonna get a signal past these canyons. I sure hope that spooky person on the screen ain't waiting for us. I'm about ready to jump out of my skin as it is.
This all promises, at the very least, to be interesting. In a macabre sort of way.
Oh yes, well we are standing in blood. Let's stop doing that. Okay, comms tower. Well, we got a nice apartment complex out here. Why don't we check this place out? Hey, the canyons are yellow here. Smells faintly of rotten spratwurst. Oh, that's a big one.
Everyone all right?
Doesn't sound like it. Oh crap, is my leg broken? Shock weakness. I've been shocked too many times, you become sensitive to shock damage. No, I really don't like percentage modifiers on damage in Supernova. Crap, is my leg just busted now? Uh-oh. That's bad. Okay, well, I guess we'll clear this place out. And then... what we could probably... can I fast travel? Okay, so I can still fast travel while crippled, which is good. Because that would be bad otherwise. Okay, so we'll clear this place out. And then we'll head back to the ship for a nice rest. I can still sprint at least. Alright. Hey, some toss balls. Tactical shotgun too? Wait, is that... yeah, never mind. What is this? The little cave? executive suites. To the coworker who finds this, given you're reading this, I'm likely dead. I'm very sorry about that. I'm also sorry Spacer's Choice had to send someone else to finish my assignment. As of the moment I'm writing this, Charles Novak still possesses the express mail delivery prototype. I believe he's gone entirely mad as he has abandoned his apartment and taken up with a group of marauders not far from here. Charles no longer recognizes me. He can't even recognize the Spacer's Choice jingle. When I sang it for him to try to coax him into a calmer state, he shot me in the arm. If you're here to retrieve the prototype, here is what you should know. The prototype remains intact. The prototype has been managed to simultaneously fire multiple projectiles, and the original package housing chamber appears to have been replaced with an explosive payload. Please know that I do not sanction these modifications, nor do I approve of setting fire to company correspondence. Charles' depravity knows no bounds. The original prototype was only intended to deliver packages more quickly, nothing more, and I'd sooner die than see it used for violence. To that end, I'm going to try to recover the prototype from Charles. Okay, so it was originally a package launcher, and then it was just modified to shoot rockets. Okay. What did I have? Assault Rifle Mark III. Okay. Ah, man, this is really cramping my style being crippled.
Dr. Ambrose, tell me about Adrenatime. What does it do?
Hasn't Clarence already dumped a pile of promotional materials on your head?
Where's the fun in that? My listeners want to hear it in your own words.
It's an injectable drug that improves a patient's speed, awareness, mental acuity, and endurance. In moderation, Adrenatime will uplift the laboring classes by strengthening their minds and work ethic.
That's quite the mission. What's driving this vision of uplift?
I am a solutions-oriented woman. I see a problem and I am moved to solve it. Poverty is one such problem. Through science, I believe we can improve the poor, and in so doing, improve Halcyon.
What the hell is this? Oh. Just a bucket, I guess. Alright, well, I think it's time to head back to the ship. Oh, we're heading back that way anyway. Nice.